Welcome to Fernando's Rant of the Day. I appreciate you joining me. So, last night I was thinking about what I was going to discuss today on my rant, and around 3 o'clock in the morning, it hit me what I was going to discuss, and I got really excited. So, I'm really pumped about what I'm going to share today. I really think it's going to bring a lot of value to you. It's going to really inspire you. It inspired me once I understood this concept here. Before I get into the concept and the actual message, I want to build a little framework, a little context for the message itself, okay? So, as far as we know on this planet, we are the most advanced beings that evolution, brought forth, or God created. However you see it, that's besides the point right now. We are the most advanced beings on this planet, and we've done pretty miraculous things on this planet. In just a short period of time that we've been on this planet, as far as we know, we've done amazing things, some miraculous things. And most of us attribute these miraculous things that we've done on this planet to our logical, rational brain, our logical, rational mind. Now, what I want to share with you today is that the advancements that humanity has made, that most of the things that we attribute to the rational, logical brain was actually not a function of the rational, logical brain. It was actually something else. And I'm going to share that with you today. But before I share that with you, think about the way your rational, logical brain works. Your rational, logical brain all day, 24/7, what is it doing? It's solving advanced algebraic equations. Your brain is calculating risk, it's calculating behavior, it's calculating distance, it's calculating everything that it can calculate, right? Now, think about your cell phone. Your cell phone also has a function on there that does the same thing. It's your calculator. Now, you would never think to yourself that your calculator on your smartphone is the most advanced function that your smartphone can do, right? It's also not for us. Our rational, logical brain is not where the magic happens. Just like on your cell phone has a calculator, but that's not where the magic happens. You barely even use your calculator. Your cell phone has a web browser. Your cell phone has the ability to download an infinite amount of apps that can do an infinite amount of different functions. It can record video, it can save video, it can edit video, it can record sound, it can download sound, it can save sound on your phone, which you can then use on your video editor, and on and on and on, right? Now, what human faculties are actually the most advanced human faculty? There's a lot. I'm gonna talk about one. The human faculty that actually is way more advanced and that you need to leverage when you're going after your dream, it's way more advanced than your logical, rational brain that's always calculating. That's not where you want to stay at. That's not where the magic is going to happen for you. Where is it going to happen? In your imagination. Your imagination. I know it sounds weird, because some of us, or a lot of us, have relegated our imagination to kids' play. That's where children play. These idiot children, they play around in fake imagination world. Well, let me tell you, most of human advancement was actually created and conjured up in someone's imagination. Well, what do I mean? Think about Einstein. He's probably one of the most respected minds of the 20th century, right? Einstein. He was quoted saying, imagination is more important than knowledge, because knowledge is limited and imagination is infinite, and it is the catalyst for all advancement, and it's the catalyst for evolution. Imagination, right? So it's kind of like, again, like your cell phone. Your rational, logical mind has a place. You need your rational, logical mind, but a lot of you need to tap into your imagination and start using it. Start delving into your imagination. Now, I've experienced this when I'm writing on, so I'm working on my second book right now, my solo project, and I'll be writing about a certain topic, and then my logical mind says, well, okay, that's it, wrote everything about this, and it was only like 4 or 5 sentences, right? And I'm like, no, there has to be more. There has to be more. But my logical brain says, well, that's it. There was a beginning, a clear beginning, middle, and an end. That's it. You're done. Now, I get quiet, and then I start thinking about and trying to use and tap into my imagination, and boom, I realize there's an infinite amount more that I can delve into, and different angles and nuance that I can explore and write about when I tap into my imagination. Okay, more examples. I think you need more examples. Think about more about Einstein. So Einstein, when he was exploring the nature of the speed of light, he said what he would do, he would spend hours imagining what it was like, what it would be like to ride on the proton of a light beam. He would picture himself riding on the photon of a light beam and riding on it, literally riding on it like a horse, like you would ride on a horse. He would imagine what it would be like to ride on the photon of a light beam. And this is where he got a lot of his discoveries on the nature of the speed of light, by imagining himself riding a photon at the speed of light. Imagination. Knowledge is limited. Imagination is infinite. You can see things from so many perspectives once you tap into this mental faculty of your imagination. Think about when you're dreaming. I mentioned this in one of my other videos. When you're dreaming, you don't dream in algebraic equations. You dream in your imagination. It's infinite, and there's so many angles, and it's in four dimensions, and then you can see pictures, and it's very vibrant, right? But some of you haven't used your imagination since you've been a kid, and you think it's for kids play. It's not. Think about the Wright brothers. The Wright brothers, sometimes we think, man, they were so smart, they were so brilliant. They were, but a lot of their discoveries about flight was done through their imagination. Their logic ended, and they were stuck. And then one of the Wright brothers came, was looking at a pigeon, or looking at a certain picture, or looking at a piece of art, and the imagination made connections that the logical brain can't make because it follows different sets of laws. Your imagination is not set in stone. Your imagination doesn't have to follow the strict laws that your logical brain has to follow. Okay? So don't put so much weight on your logical, rational brain. Use your imagination. Use it. It's infinite. That's where I got the idea for this video. I was thinking, I was stuck. I was like, what am I going to talk about? I guess I ran out of things to talk about, and my imagination said, no, there's an infinite amount of things that you can discuss, one of which is the imagination. Okay? So explore the imagination. I can break down what is the imagination, how to use it, how to exercise the imagination, but you do that on your own. So it could be your conviction and it be your exploration. Okay? So explore your imagination. Why? Because that's where the magic happens. That's where most of the advancements in the 20th and 21st century happen, in people's imagination. And then they use their logical brain to actually bring it into fruition. Obviously, of course, you want to use the calculator of your brain, but that's not where the magic happens. Okay? Stop relying so much on logic, tap into your imagination, and let the magic happen. When you're chasing your dream, you're gonna need this. Okay? When you face that fear barrier of chasing your dream, you're gonna face that wall of fire that's keeping you from your dream. You're gonna need your pack of wolves. You're gonna need to associate more pleasure in what's on the other side of that fear barrier, and more pain in staying where you're at. And you're gonna need to use your imagination. These are all the tools in your toolkit that are gonna help you break through that wall. Okay? So tap into your imagination, start using it in little ways every day. Okay? Because it can solve problems that your logical brain just can't solve. Your logical brain is actually not the most evolved part of you. Your imagination is way more advanced. Okay? Think about your phone. Think about the way your phone works, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. Okay, thank you. Have a great day. Use your imagination. Be creative. Take care.